My beloved child, because you belong to me today, I speak to you with all urgency and endless love. I see within you the wounds that have accumulated through the years, the silent sorrows you never spoke of, and the quiet spaces only I know. I see the tears you hid away, the times you forced a smile, though your heart was breaking, and the prayers you whispered when it seemed no answer came. My child, I tell you today, do not let your heart grow hardened. Do not let doubt overshadow the faith I have placed within you, and do not let suspicion take root to wither your soul. The enemy ever lurks to plant bitterness within you, to close you behind the cold walls of mistrust, but I am here to shatter those chains and restore your freedom. My child, I know forgiveness is not easy. I know you have been betrayed, wounded by those you trusted, and I know you have blamed yourself for choices you regret. But beloved, I invite you to forgive, not to deny what has happened, but to release your soul from the crushing weight it carries. Forgiveness does not mean accepting evil, but placing everything into my hands, the hands of the just and merciful one, that I may heal and restore. Forgive those who have hurt you, even when your heart resists, for in that moment the chains will be broken. Forgive yourself, for I never intended you to live under guilt and self-condemnation. And my child, if in your heart you have harbored complaints against me for things you did not understand, I call you also to forgive. Not because I have erred, but because your heart needs release from the invisible barriers that block the flow of my love within you. Let forgiveness flow through you like a river, washing away every bitterness, carrying off every burden, and refreshing the hidden corners of your soul. Where forgiveness dwells, there is freedom, and where freedom reigns, my presence abides. You will feel your soul grow lighter, your heart more open, and my light will shine within you, driving out every shadow that once covered you. Forgiveness is the key that opens the door to the blessings I have long prepared for you, for nothing can hinder my love when your heart is ready to receive it. Beloved child, I know this journey is not easy. Some wounds are so deep that you believe they can never be healed. Some memories return again and again, reminding you of the pain. Yet I want you to know that the power of forgiveness is greater than any memory, and my love is stronger than any wound. I once forgave the whole world through love on the cross, and that same love continues to flow through you today. When you forgive, you no longer walk alone, for my Spirit will uphold you, granting you the strength you thought you did not have. Do not fear that forgiveness will make you weak. In truth, forgiveness is the greatest proof of strength, the strength of love. The enemy longs to keep you closed off, trapped in bitterness, but when you forgive, you destroy his strategy, and my light will pour forth from you more powerfully than ever before. You will discover that you are no longer bound by the past, no longer shackled by hatred, but free to love, to hope, and to live fully in the blessings I bestow. My child, I have called you by name. You belong to me, and you are mine. No power can ever snatch you from my hand. Therefore, let your heart open wide, let forgiveness flow freely, and step into the freedom I have prepared for you since before time began. From this day forward, you will feel greater peace within a lighter spirit, and you will walk in the radiant light of my eternal love for you. My beloved child, in this very moment I am standing at the door of your heart and knocking. I will never force you to open, for true love never coerces. Love invites, love is patient. Love waits, and that love is me. I have been patiently waiting for you all this time, not with restlessness, but with profound mercy, because I know there are wounds within you that need time to heal, and fears within you that need the light of my love to dispel. My child, I invite you to step into a deeper place with me, a place where there are no more burdens, no more darkness, no more invisible chains that once bound you, but only peace, healing, and a renewed hope. My child, I see that you have carried a heavy armor for far too long. You have worn it to protect yourself, to cover your wounds, to keep others from touching the fragile places within you. But that armor, instead of protecting you, has become a burden that wears you down, hardens your heart, and dulls your ability to fully feel. My love, my child, today, I invite you to lay down that armor. You do not need it in my presence. You do not need to brace yourself against me, for I never come to harm you, but to shelter you. I am your shield, I am your refuge, and I am the only source of strength you will ever need. I know you have been hurt. I know you have been disappointed when those you trusted no longer stood by your side. I know you have prayed through long nights that seemed unanswered. These are the very things that caused you to build high walls around your heart and to wear the heavy armor so that no one could hurt you again. But my child, in building those walls and wearing that armor, you have also closed yourself off from the flow of my love. I knock on the door of your heart not to condemn you, but to invite you back. I want you to know that there is no wound within you I cannot heal, no crack I cannot mend, and no tear you have shed that I do not treasure. When you lay down that armor, you will not lose safety. On the contrary, you will find true safety because I am your dwelling place. Let me be the fortress surrounding you. Let me be the arm that lifts you each time you fall. Let me be the shield that deflects every arrow of the enemy. You do not have to fight alone. You do not have to carry everything by yourself. I never intended for you to face life's battles on your own, but for you to walk in my strength and under my protection. My child, I want you to understand that when you open the door of your heart to me, you will step into a place you have never known. It is a place of peace that surpasses all understanding. It is a place of healing not only for the wounds of your body, but also for the hidden wounds of your soul. It is a place where weariness turns into strength, where tears are transformed into joy, and where every burden melts away in the embrace of my love. You will feel your heart grow light, your eyes shine with hope, and you will no longer walk this journey alone. Do not fear letting me touch the deepest, most painful places in your heart, for it is those very places you most try to hide that I most desire to heal. You have tried so hard to cover them to show yourself strong, but I know how weary you are. I know how you long to be free, to feel arms that truly understand and accept you. And my child, those arms are mine. When you entrust to me all that you are keeping hidden, you will feel a river of grace flow through you, washing away every bitterness, carrying away every doubt, and restoring you completely. My beloved child, I knock not to demand, but to invite. I do not come to take away, but to give. I do not come to condemn, but to redeem. I come to offer you what the world can never give: freedom, peace, and a love that will never leave you. Let today be the day you open your heart to me, so that from this very moment you may walk in the light of my presence, sheltered, loved, and living fully in the destiny I have prepared for you. My child, I am still knocking. I wait patiently for you are of immeasurable worth to me. And when you open the door, you will not only step into life, but into a love that will never fade, a love that is, and forever will hold you close. My beloved child, even now, as you wonder if I am truly listening, if I still care about every detail of your life, I want you to know that I am quietly weaving together great things your eyes have not yet seen. Right now, while you think everything stands still, while you feel trapped in a dead end with no escape, I am working within the very circumstances you thought held no hope. Even now, as you look at your dreams you thought were dead, the desires you placed in a dark corner of your soul because it hurt too much to hope again, I am breathing new life into them, causing them to rise again and shine brighter than ever before. I know you long to see results, to have clear signs, to hear an immediate answer. But my child, I am calling you to trust the process. Trust that what I am doing, though unseen by your eyes, is moving in perfect order. Trust my timing, for I am never early and never late. Trust my heart, for my heart never changes. A heart of eternal love that never fades, always turned toward you with mercy and compassion. You may have felt forgotten, but I assure you, I have never forgotten you. You may have thought you were left alone, but I remind you, I have never forsaken you. Look, your name is engraved on the palm of my hand, and the walls surrounding you are always before my eyes. Every step you take, every tear you shed, I see, I remember, and I uphold. My child, I am calling you deeper, not into a shallow relationship with me, but into such intimacy that you can hear my whisper within your soul. I am calling you higher, to see all things from my perspective, rather than through the narrow lens of your own eyes. I call you to walk by faith, not by sight, for what is seen is temporary, but what I am doing is eternal. My child, it is in the very moments you do not understand, when you cannot see the way, when everything seems to be collapsing, that your faith shines the brightest. I know your instinct is to want control, to understand everything, to hold every string in your hands. But I am calling you to release the need to know all things, to let go of the need to control all things. For you were never created to carry the weight of the universe on your shoulders. I am the one who holds the world in my hands, and you are invited simply to walk in love and trust. When you let go, you will not fall into emptiness. You will fall into my arms. When you cease striving to steer on your own, you will find yourself guided by me along the path of goodness. My beloved child, let faith be the lamp that lights your steps in the night. Let your trust in me be the compass that leads you through the desert of doubt and worry. Do not think you must have all the answers. I do not call you to be the one who solves everything, for you are not God. I alone am sovereign, and that is the best news you could ever receive. You are not the one who holds the future, for I already hold it. You are not the one who must carry every trial alone, for I have borne the heaviest part for you. You are not the one who determines the outcome, for I wrote the perfect ending from the very beginning. My child, remember that the plans I have for you are always filled with hope. They are never meant to harm you, but to give you a future that is good and full of promise. There have been many times when you found yourself in places of darkness, yet I always opened a way for you, even in the driest and most barren land. There have been moments when your dreams seemed to shatter into pieces, yet I breathed new life into them, turning what was dead into living and what had withered into freshness again. I want you to know that even when you think everything has ended, I am still silently writing a new chapter for you, a chapter overflowing with light, hope, and blessing. Beloved child, let your heart rest in this truth. I am God, and you are not. And this is the greatest good news for you, because it means you do not need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You do not need to explain every mystery, and you do not need to prove your worth by your own strength. All you need to do is place your trust in me, walk by faith, and allow me to guide you. And when you do, you will find a peace that the world cannot give, a joy that no circumstance can steal, and a hope that nothing can shake. My child, I am waiting for you to step in. Do not fear, do not delay. Even now, I am doing great things for you. And on the day you choose to trust fully in me, you will see that every scattered piece of your life fits together perfectly, forming a beautiful masterpiece that I have been weaving for you since the beginning of time. My beloved child, listen carefully in this moment, for I long to reveal to you a truth that you so often forget amid the noise and burdens of life. It is a truth that if you hold it with all, your heart will become an endless source of strength for you, even in your darkest and most weary days. My child, I want to speak to you about my power, not as old stories faded by time, nor as legends passed from one generation to another, but as a living, breathing power moving and covering you in this very moment. This power is not vague or imaginary. It is a living reality flowing around you, even when your eyes cannot see and your ears cannot hear. You may think you are merely walking quietly through daily struggles, yet each of your steps is being upheld by my powerful hand. You may feel exhausted under burdens no one else understands yet in that very moment. My power is lifting you up, giving you new breath to continue. And even when you believe you are utterly alone, you are in fact surrounded by my living presence, protecting and guarding you from dangers you cannot even perceive. Remember, my child, those times you thought you would collapse, when you believed you had no strength left to go on, and yet you remained standing. That was not because you were strong enough, but because my power was carrying you. Recall the moments you thought every door was shut, yet suddenly a way opened before you. That was no accident. It was my power at work, opening the path for you. And remember those times when you felt the deepest loneliness, yet a gentle peace descended upon your heart, a peace you could not explain. That was my living power whispering into your soul, you are not alone. I know that on gloomy days when darkness seems to cover everything, you may easily forget that my power is still with you. You may think my power belongs only to the past, tied to the stories you once heard when seas were parted, when mountains shook at my presence. But my child, my power never runs dry. It is still at work today in your life. I am not the God of yesterday only. I am the God of today and forevermore. And my power is not shown only in mighty miracles you can see with your eyes, but also in the small yet profound ways. It is when you find the strength to forgive someone who has wounded you. It is when you discover joy in the simplest of moments. It is when your heart feels peace in the midst of a storm. It is when you are able to smile even with wounds still unhealed. My child, all of these are signs of my power working in you. Understand this, my beloved. My power never leaves you, not even when you wander, not even when you doubt, not even when you feel unworthy. It is always there waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to open your heart and receive, waiting for you to trust. I do not call you to be strong on your own. I call you to surrender, so that my power may flow through you without hindrance. You do not need to carry your burdens alone, for I am your strength and your deliverance. Believe, my child, that my power is working even in what you do not yet understand. When you see darkness, I am preparing the dawn. When you see dryness, I am uncovering hidden springs. When you see things falling apart, I am building a stronger foundation. And when you see your dream lying dead, I am speaking new life into it, that it may rise again, bloom, and bear more fruit than ever before. So let this truth become the anchor for your soul. You are never alone, and my power never ceases to move. Do not fix your eyes only on the circumstances before you, but look through the eyes of faith. Walk in the trust that I am working, even when you cannot see. Let this faith be the flame that warms your heart through the long nights, and the strength that lifts you to stand each morning. Beloved child, I have never forgotten you. I have never abandoned you. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands, and the walls surrounding you are always before my eyes. Never for a single moment have I ceased to see you, to care for you, or to love you. Rest in this truth, for it is the firm foundation of your life, even when everything around you trembles. Therefore, my child, walk with unwavering faith. Know that my power covers you, upholds you, and makes the way ahead. Do not fear the darkness, for I am the light. Do not fear the trials, for I am your strength. And do not fear the future, for I have gone before you and prepared every good thing. Hold fast to this truth, and you will find a peace beyond all understanding, a strength beyond your own, and a hope that will never fade. My beloved child, so many times you look at yourself and see weakness. See how small and powerless you seem in the battles within your soul. I know there have been moments when you felt you would collapse, when the shadows of anxiety, fear, and despair tried to consume you. But my child, I have never left you without strength. Even before you knew of the trials, I clothed you with armor. Your eyes could not see a shield of protection no darkness could penetrate. And not only that, I have placed in your hands a powerful weapon, a weapon greater than anything the world has ever known: prayer. My child, prayer is not merely a ritual you repeat in the morning or at night. It is not a dry duty or a religious habit, nor is it simply a last resort when you are desperate. No, my beloved, prayer is power. Prayer is the living connection between you and me, the bridge between heaven and earth, the breath of your soul, the flow of life from my heart into yours. When you pray, you are not merely speaking, you are partnering with me. You are stepping with me into a holy battle whose outcome is always victory when you remain steadfast. Every time you kneel and lift your voice, you invite me into your circumstances. You may think your prayers are small and fragile, yet they have the power to shake heaven and earth. Whenever you speak to me with sincerity, humility, and expectation, you are activating the power of heaven to move in your life. My angels move at the command of my throne, for I hear every word you pray. Not a single prayer is forgotten. Not a single whisper from your heart is overlooked. Even your sighs in the darkness, even the tears you thought no one noticed, are prayers I interpret through my love. Remember, my child, I do not measure the power of your prayers by eloquence of words, but by the sincerity of your heart. When you cry out from the depths of your soul, I hear you. When you cannot find the words, but only tears fall in that moment, I understand every unspoken plea. Never think your prayers are too small to reach me, or that your burdens are too insignificant for me to care. For my love for you is far too great to ignore anything you carry within your heart. My beloved child, the enemy trembles when you pray, for he knows that prayer opens the door for my power to pour forth. He may try to cause you to doubt, to make you feel unheard, but those are nothing more than lies. The truth is that every prayer you lift becomes a flame of light in the darkness, driving the night far away. Prayer is a battle that no force of darkness can ever win, for it is sustained by the infinite power of your Father. Imagine this. My child, every time you pray, a wave of light from heaven descends upon your life. Angels are sent forth to accomplish the words I have spoken. The walls of despair begin to crack. The chains of fear start to dissolve. Dreams you thought were long dead are brought back to life, and your soul once weighed down begins to rise, carried by a strength you cannot find anywhere in this world. My beloved child, never underestimate the power of prayer. Do not wait until desperation drives you to seek me. Pray as you breathe, for it is the very breath that keeps your soul alive. When the morning comes, lift your words of thanksgiving. When the night falls, whisper your trust. When you are weak, call upon my strength. And when joy fills your heart, share that happiness with me. In all things, prayer will keep you close to your Father, and your Father close to you. My dear child, I want you to know that prayer does not only change circumstances, it changes you. It softens your heart, it widens your vision, it strengthens your faith. Through prayer, you will learn to see life through my perspective, rather than through the narrow lens of your own understanding. You will discover that trials are no longer burdens but opportunities for me to reveal my power. You will come to understand that your tears are not signs of failure but seeds planted to grow into new hope. Therefore, my child, do not hesitate to step into the sacred place of prayer. Do not fear that you are unworthy, for I myself have made the way through my sacrificial love so that you may come near to me at any moment. Remember that prayer is never an empty echo cast into the void, but a living conversation with your Father. And every time you pray, I am listening, I am working, and I am preparing what is good for you. My beloved, hold fast to this truth. You have never been alone in the battle. You are clothed with the armor I have given, equipped with the weapon of prayer, and you fight not with your own strength, but with the power of heaven itself. Continue in prayer, my precious child, and you will see the veil lifted, my power revealed, and your life transformed in ways beyond anything you could ever imagine. My beloved child, I have seen you praying in the secret place where no one else could see, and I have treasured every word as a precious jewel within my heart. Every utterance you have made, whether spoken aloud or whispered faintly from your weary heart, has never fallen into emptiness. I have watched you persevere in silence when others gave up, when it seemed you were walking the road of faith alone. I have seen your prayers rise like a sweet fragrance before my throne, and I have rejoiced to hear your voice. Even when you felt uncertain, when your voice trembled and your heart was unsettled, I still heard. For my child, prayer has power not because you are perfect, but because I am the one who listens and I am the one who responds. My child, there are battles raging within you that no one else can see. They are struggles without shouts or noise, yet fiercer than any battle fought in the open. Thoughts of anxiety, doubt, and fear fight against the peace I long to give you. Chaotic emotions crash upon your heart like relentless waves, leaving you exhausted. Subtle temptations seek to draw you away from the higher purpose I have placed upon your life. And hidden lingering pains cling to you like shadows, making you question whether you can continue walking forward. These battles are real, not imagined, and they are more difficult than others could ever understand. But I assure you, my child, you have never faced them alone, nor were you ever meant to fight them alone. I have always been there, even when you could not feel me. I have upheld you with an unseen strength, keeping your heart from collapsing completely. I am the one who granted you endurance in the days you wanted to give up, the one who kept the flame of faith within you from being extinguished. If you had relied only on your own strength, you would have fallen long ago, but I placed my hand beneath your feet so that each time you thought you would stumble, you were lifted up and able to continue. Remember, my child, not a single battle within you is overlooked. Not one tear you have shed has gone unseen. Not one sigh from your soul has gone unheard. Even when you cannot form words, the silent cry of your heart reaches my throne as a prayer, and I, who love you beyond measure, interpret every unspoken plea with infinite love. The enemy wants you to believe you are alone, that no one listens, no one cares, no one can help. But that is a lie. I am always beside you. I hear every word I see, every pain, and I am fighting for you, even when you do not realize it. Your battle is not yours alone. It is the battle I have entered into, with you and in me. You will always be victorious. My beloved, take courage in this truth. I have never left you on your own. I have set angels to guard you, to shield you, and to protect you from things you cannot see. and every prayer you offer, great or small, becomes a light piercing the darkness, a mighty weapon in the spiritual battle you are facing. Do not lose heart when you do not see answers immediately. Do not think your prayers are forgotten because of silence. In the silence I am at work. In the stillness I am weaving together things your eyes cannot yet behold. And in the very moments when you feel you have nothing left, my power is working most strongly. So my child, continue to pray, continue to trust, continue to endure. For every word you speak, every sigh you breathe, every tear you shed, I am using to write a story of victory. One day you will look back and see that not a single moment was wasted, not a single battle was in vain, and every trial played a part in shaping you into the one I destined you to be. My beloved child, stand firm. Keep walking, believe that I am with you, and know that in every battle you are never alone. You have me, your Father, who has, who is, and who always will be, fighting for you, upholding you, and leading you into eternal victory. My precious one, to fully receive what I have prepared for you, you must believe. Faith is not a fleeting declaration, but a firm anchor holding your soul steady amid the storms. You must lean on me not only when the winds howl, but even when the air is still, for in times of calm the danger of forgetting and growing cold also lurks. I call you to draw near not only with urgent petitions in your need or pain, but also in the quiet, a quiet filled with trust, where your heart is open and your spirit wholly surrendered. For my power is not only to rescue you in moments of crisis, it is to transform you daily. It not only changes your circumstances, it changes your very heart, shaping you to become more like me. Prayer, my child, is not merely a way to ask for what you desire. It is not simply a list of needs you bring before me. Prayer is an encounter, a sacred bridge that connects your soul with your Father. It is the place where you are immersed in my presence, where you hear my gentle whisper, and where you are transformed from within. The more you remain in my presence, the more you become like me. The more you open your heart to me, the more I fill it with peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that no trial can steal away. From that peace, power flows forth. Not your power, but mine, working in and through you. It is the power to resist the chains that once held you captive, habits, fears, and invisible bonds that you once thought impossible to break. It is the power to walk in true freedom, no longer bound by the past, no longer deceived by the lies of the enemy, but living in the light of truth. It is the power to rise above fear, so that you may stand firm even when the world around you trembles. My child, it is that very power that gives you the strength to forgive, even when the wounds in your heart feel too deep to heal. It is the power that enables you to love again, even when you have been betrayed or hurt. It is the courage to speak the truth, even when that truth may cost you loss or misunderstanding. And it is the endurance and perseverance to keep walking without collapsing midway until you reach the destiny I have already prepared for you. You must understand, my child, that prayer is cooperation between you and your Father. When you draw near to me, I do not only hear you, I shape you, teach you, and transform you. Prayer does not only change the circumstances around you, but it changes you so that you may face those very circumstances with faith and love. It is like a stream of water washing away the dust upon your soul, like a refining fire, purifying gold like a fresh wind, fanning the flame of faith within you. Do not fear, surrender. My child, for surrender is not loss, it is gain. When you lay down the need to control, you will receive peace. When you let go of the fear of needing to understand everything, you will discover faith. When you release what you have been clinging to so tightly, I will place into your hands blessings far beyond your imagination. Trust me, even when your eyes cannot see the way, for I have seen from the beginning to the end. Come close to me in the quiet moments, for it is there that I will whisper the deepest truths into your spirit. Let prayer become the place where you are renewed day by day, so that each time you rise from my presence, you leave stronger, brighter, and more filled with love than before. My beloved child, do not pray only to ask, but pray to become. Become more like me, in patience, in mercy, in forgiveness, and in love. The closer you draw to me, the more the world will see my light shining through you. And in that light, you will not only be transformed, but you will also become a source of hope and life to those around you. So open wide your heart, step into my presence with a spirit of surrender and steadfast faith. I promise to fill you with peace beyond all reason, to give you strength to resist, freedom to live fully, joy to love once more, and courage to stand firm in the truth. Believe, my child, for it is in that very faith that my power will flow upon you and transform you in ways you never thought possible. My precious one, I want you to remember a profound truth that you often forget in moments of weariness. Even when your words run dry, your prayer continues. When your heart is so heavy that you cannot find words, when your voice is choked by tears, you are still praying. Even when all you can do is sit in my presence and let your tears fall, in that moment the cry of your heart reaches me louder than any spoken word. My child, I do not require polished prayers. I do not ask for eloquent speeches or ornate language. What I seek is sincerity. What I long for is your heart, a heart that, though broken, dares to return to me, a heart that dares to believe that I listen, even in the silence. Remember this: my child, prayer has value not because it is perfect, but because it is true. Even a sigh from the depths of your soul can move the heavens, for I understand the language of tears of silence, heavy with pain, and of longings that cannot yet be spoken. I interpret every feeling within you, and I never overlook any of them. Do not fear when you do not know how to pray, for my spirit within you intercedes with groanings too deep for words. Even when you feel at your weakest, that is when your prayers are strongest, for they rest not on your strength but on my unchanging love and power. And carve this truth upon your heart, my beloved: my power is not only to shield you from danger. Yes, I am your refuge, your shield, your shade in the heat of the day, and your flame in the dark of the night. But my power goes beyond protection. It is to empower you to become the very person I created you to be. I do not desire that you merely survive. I desire that you live abundantly. I do not only keep you from falling. I want you to stand tall, strong, and radiant in glory. My spirit lives within you, and he is never passive. He is an ever-flowing stream, a wind that never ceases, a fire that never dies. He is at work within you each day, even when you do not realize it. He convicts to guide you onto the right path, not to leave you wandering in the dark. He comforts you in lonely hours, wiping away tears unseen by others. He directs you when you are uncertain, opening doors you never thought could be opened. He strengthens you when you are weary, when you feel as though you cannot take another step. I give you wisdom beyond your own ability, so that you may make the right decisions even in the most complex circumstances. I grant you peace that surpasses all understanding, so that you may smile in the midst of the storm. I give you strength when you are afraid, so that you may know no force can defeat you when you stand in me. I teach you to love even those who are difficult to love, not with your own strength, but with the unconditional love that flows from me. I make you courageous in the face of adversity, so that you may know that every trial is not the end, but an opportunity for me to reveal my power through you. My child, believe that you are never alone. You do not need to strive to be strong on your own, for the power of my spirit is flowing within you. You do not need to find the perfect words to speak, for I have already heard the cry of your heart before you open your mouth. You do not need to prove your worth, for I have called you by your very name, and I have placed my seal upon you. Come to me in the silence. Allow my spirit to cover you. Let him calm the storms within you, giving you wings of faith to soar above fear and eyes of light to see hope, even in the darkest places. You will see that not a single tear you shed is in vain, not a single whisper of your soul is meaningless, and every moment you spend in my presence carries the power to transform your entire life. Beloved child, keep coming to me even in weakness, even in silence, even in tears. For I do not seek perfection in you, I seek your heart. And when you give it to me, I will fill it with love that never runs dry, with peace that can never be taken, and with power that never fades. Walk in this truth, my child, for I am in you, and nothing can prevent you from becoming the person I destined you to be from the beginning of time. My beloved, there are moments when you hear the whisper in your mind telling you that your prayers are useless, that nothing is changing, that you are only speaking into the emptiness. But I tell you today, all those are lies. Prayer is never in vain, for prayer changes everything. Sometimes it changes your circumstances in ways you can see and touch. Sometimes it does not change what is around you, but it changes your very heart, helping you endure, helping you see through. My eyes helping you remain steadfast in faith, even while the storm still rages. And sometimes prayer is the tilling of the soil, preparing the ground, so that the miracle may come at the appointed time I have set, when the seeds of hope you sowed with tears will spring forth and blossom in the season I ordained before. The foundation of the world. My child, there is much unfolding in the spiritual realm that you cannot yet see. Do not think that my silence means I am doing nothing. On the contrary, when you pray, my angels are sent forth to carry out my will in your life. When you pray, the unseen chains that the enemy has bound you with begin to break. When you pray, hardened hearts, even your own, are softened to receive my love and my truth. When you pray, heaven draws near, and my presence pours down like spring rain upon the dry fields of your soul. You have never wasted a moment drawing near to me. Every second you spend in communion with me becomes a seed sown into eternity. Even when you think nothing is happening in the unseen realm, every prayer of yours is shaking the heavens. You have never been ignored by me. Not a single word you speak goes unheard. Not a single tear falls without my collecting it. Not a single sigh from your soul escapes my notice. My child, you have never been invisible before me. I see you, I know you, and I love you with an everlasting love that never fades. Do not allow the enemy to steal your faith in the power of prayer. He wants you to believe that prayer is useless, so you will stop seeking me, so you will carry the burdens alone, so your heart will grow cold. But I say prayer is the very breath of your soul. When you pray, you are not merely speaking. You are connecting with the source of eternal life, with the one who created you and sustains every beat of your heart. So continue to pray. My child, even if your words tremble, even if your tears blur your vision, even if your circumstances do not change at once, for your prayers are bringing about a transformation greater than you can imagine. They are preparing you for what I am about to do. They are strengthening your faith so that you may stand firm in the days of trial. They are opening the door for my power to flood your life. Picture every prayer as a stone placed in the fortress I am building within your soul, a stronghold that will shield you from the storms. Picture every prayer as a flame being kindled, leaving no place for the darkness to hide. Picture every prayer as a drop of living water reviving the barren fields of your heart so they may bear fruit in my appointed season. Remember, my child, I do not seek eloquent words of prayer, but a heart that is humble, sincere, and full of faith. When you come to me with an open heart, I will fill you with peace the world cannot give, with strength you have never known, and with joy that rises above every trial. Beloved, I encourage you today, never stop praying. Never believe that I do not hear. Never think you are unseen. For I am always listening, I am always watching, and I am always at work. Keep knocking, keep seeking, keep calling, for I promise the door will be opened, you will find, and your cry will be answered in the most perfect time. Therefore, my child, walk with steadfast faith. Let prayer become the breath of your days, the wellspring of your strength, and the flame of your unquenchable hope. And know this, every time you pray, heaven moves, darkness retreats, and my love surrounds you completely. My beloved child, listen deeply, for I want you to grasp a precious truth that if you hold on to it will transform your entire life. In prayer you will find me, and in me you will find everything you need. Prayer is not only the words you speak to me, but the moment you step into. I embrace the place where you touch the wellspring of eternal life. My child, I am your strength when you are weak. When your feet falter, when your soul grows weary, when you think you cannot go on, I am the one who lifts you up and sets you upon the solid rock. I am your wisdom when your mind is clouded by worry and doubt. In the moments when you do not know which way to turn, when the crossroads before you appear like a maze, I am the light that shines and leads you on the path of life. And when sorrow fills your soul and it feels as though darkness will consume everything, remember that I am your joy. A joy not dependent on circumstance, not shaken by trial, but steady and deep because it flows from me. When your spirit flickers low, when the flame of your faith seems no more than faint ashes, I am the holy fire that rekindles your belief, turning ashes into radiant light. When you are burdened and life feels too heavy to carry, I am your place of rest, the gentle arms where you may lay your head and find peace. I will be the song in your night, a melody sung only between your soul and me, a song that brings comfort, strength, and hope. My child, never forget that I am the one who delivers you from every snare, the one who redeems you from sin and despair, the shield that guards you from the flaming arrows of the enemy, and the light that guides you upon paths shrouded in darkness. You have never been and will never be abandoned without refuge. Even if the world turns its back on you, even if those you trusted walk away, you still have me, and I am more than enough for you. You will never be without hope, for your hope is not placed in men or in circumstances, but in me, the unchanging one, the Almighty, the one who loves you with an everlasting love. Beloved child, you hold within your hands the most powerful weapon of all, my presence. When you pray, you are not merely speaking your desires, you are inviting the presence of your Father to cover and dwell within your life. And once my presence abides with you, nothing can defeat you. My presence will shield you from the cunning schemes of the enemy. It will fight on your behalf in battles too great for you to win alone. It will go before you, making crooked paths straight and opening a way where there once seemed to be no way. Imagine, my child, my presence covering you like a gentle cloud by day, shielding you from the burning heat and the storms. And when night falls, that same presence will be as a blazing fire, warming you and lighting your way so that you will never be lost in the darkness. Just as my people of old were led through the wilderness by a cloud in the day and a fire in the night, so now I am leading you through the wilderness of trials toward the promised land I have prepared for you. Do not be afraid when you feel weak, for in your weakness my power is made perfect. Do not lose heart when the path ahead seems uncertain, for I am walking before you, clearing obstacles your eyes cannot yet see. Do not doubt when your prayers are not answered immediately, for in the waiting I am preparing the very best for you. My beloved, continue to seek me in prayer, not only when you long for rescue, but also when you yearn to be transformed. Let prayer be not only an act, but a way of living, the very breath of your soul. Come to me with sincerity, and you will see my presence covering you, changing you, and giving you the strength to live fully in freedom, hope, and love. Therefore, my child, rest in this truth: you are never forgotten. You are never invisible in my sight. You are loved, you are protected, you are guided, and you are covered by your Father's holy presence. And in that presence you will find all things: strength, wisdom, joy, peace, and a hope that never fades. Beloved child of mine, engrave this truth upon your heart: I will never grow weary of hearing your voice. Not a single one of your prayers makes me turn away or grow tired. Even if you bring the same burden to me 100 times, I listen as if it were the first, with full attention and love. I will never be too busy to hear you, for you are always a priority in your Father's heart. Though the vast universe moves within my hand, the love I have for you has never been divided or diminished. I will never turn my back on you, not when you wander, not when you doubt, not even when you feel you have failed too many times. For my love for you is not based on what you do, but on who you are. I love you not for your achievements or perfection, but because you are my child. You belong to me, and because you belong to me, my power is always available to you, always present to uphold and protect you. My child, prayer is the doorway that leads you into that holy presence. It is not merely a daily practice, but the key that unlocks the treasure of my grace and power. When you pray, you are not only speaking, you are stepping into the safest place of all, where I cover you with the wings of my love, where every worry dissolves and where your heart is renewed. You never need to fear that your prayer is not grand or eloquent enough, for I look not at the form but at the heart. As long as you come to me, as long as you open your heart, you have already stepped into the transforming presence that changes all things. My child, together you and I will overcome every battle. No battle is too great, no enemy too strong when you walk in my strength. You may feel small and weak, but remember, you do not fight alone. When you lift your eyes in prayer, I give you strength beyond human limits. Together you and I will silence every lie the enemy whispers into your mind. Those lies that say you are not enough, that you are abandoned, that no one cares. I will replace those lies with eternal truth. You are my child, loved, chosen, and kept forever. Together you and I will walk through the fire, and not be burned. This world may test you with trials that seem unbearable, but I promise that the flames will not consume you. They will only refine you, purify your faith, and reveal my power within you. Together you and I will ascend every mountain and cross every valley. Whether you stand upon the heights of glory or walk through the shadows of despair, I remain beside you, keeping you from falling into pride or sinking into hopelessness, reminding you that all things rest in your Father's hand. My child, there are victories the world cannot understand, and I long for you to witness them. Not victories of earthly power or wealth, but victories of the soul, where peace replaces anxiety, where hope rises from ashes, where love breaks the chains of hatred, and where light drives out every shadow. These victories will not come by your strength, but by my power working through you. Beloved, step into prayer not as a routine, but as a living encounter with your Father. Each time you pray, you open a new sky within your soul where I may do my wondrous work. You have never been abandoned, never ignored, never unseen. In every word you whisper, I listen. In every tear you shed, I remember. In every sigh too deep for words I understand and interpret with love. So, my child, do not hesitate to draw near to me. Do not believe the lie that I have forgotten you. I am here even now waiting for you. And when you enter my presence, you will find a strength that never runs dry, a love that never fades, and a hope that will never pass away. Trust and pray, for together you and I will overcome all things. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone, for your Father is with you in every moment, reminding you always to live in faith and in the love of the one who holds you. Follow and keep your heart attentive so that you never miss a word I speak from heaven above. Amen.